Have you ever wondered if a single everyday food could hold the key to the best night's sleep you've had in years? What if the answer wasn't in another pill, supplement, or gadget, but something sitting quietly in your own kitchen? And what if the way you eat this one food could change how deeply, peacefully, and naturally you sleep? Starting tonight? As we grow older, sleep often feels harder to come by. You head to bed exhausted, yet your mind refuses to settle. Hours slip by, or worse, you wake at 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling in frustration. You've probably tried everything: herbal teas, calming music, darker rooms, yet sometimes nothing seems to work. But here's the surprising part. Research shows that certain simple foods can make a real difference. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. They're everyday items, familiar, affordable, and scientifically proven to help your brain and body wind down at the end of the day. In this video, we'll explore 7 specific foods that can help you fall asleep faster, sleep more deeply, and stay asleep naturally. Whether you're someone who struggles to drift off, wakes up too often, or just wants to enjoy more restful nights, you'll likely find an answer in the next few minutes. And here's the real hook. One of these foods is considered the #1 natural sleep booster. We'll reveal which one it is and show you exactly how to use it. Stick around until the end, because how you eat these foods is just as important as what you eat. Get it right, and you may sleep like you haven't in years. Let's begin. Number 1. Tart cherries, a natural melatonin boost. Among all the foods known to support deep, restorative sleep, tart cherries consistently rise to the top. The reason is simple, yet powerful. They provide a natural source of melatonin, the hormone your body uses to signal that it's time to wind down. While your brain produces melatonin on its own, especially in darkness, that production naturally decreases with age. Tart cherries help replenish it, giving your body the extra push it needs to slip into a restful night's sleep. As we age, melatonin production naturally slows down. When that happens, sleep often becomes lighter, more fragmented, and harder to maintain throughout the night. What makes tart cherries so unique is that they don't just provide melatonin support. They're also packed with powerful antioxidants called anthocyanins. These compounds help reduce inflammation that can interfere with your body's natural rest cycles. In other words, tart cherries work on 2 levels. They give your brain the chemical signal to prepare for sleep, while at the same time helping your body respond more effectively by calming internal stress. One small but meaningful study found that older adults who drank tart cherry juice twice a day for 2 weeks not only increased their total sleep time by more than an hour, but also improved their overall sleep efficiency. That means it wasn't just about falling asleep faster, it was about staying asleep longer and waking up feeling truly refreshed. For many seniors, that kind of improvement can be nothing short of life-changing. If you want to try this for yourself, the best choice is 100% pure tart cherry juice, not the sweetened varieties loaded with added sugar. A small glass about an hour before bedtime can work wonders. You can also enjoy dried tart cherries as a snack, or sprinkle them over a bowl of oats or yogurt in the evening. The real key, however, is consistency. Your body responds best when it develops a rhythm and knows what to expect night after night. Take Harold, for example. At 78 years old, he began drinking a small glass of tart cherry juice before bed after reading about its benefits in a sleep study. Within just 1 week, he stopped waking up at 2 in the morning every night. Even more surprising, he said he began dreaming again for the first time in years. "It didn't knock me out," he explained. "It just gently settled me." That kind of shift is something most people never expect from food, yet it shows how powerful these natural solutions can be. So if you're looking for one simple, natural change to make tonight, tart cherries might be the answer. They're safe, effective, and supported by both science and real experiences from people who simply wanted to sleep well again. Number 2. Kiwi, serotonin. Support for quicker sleep onset. At first glance, kiwi might not strike you as a sleep food, But this small green fruit carries a surprisingly powerful punch when it comes to helping you drift off more quickly and stay asleep longer. Not only is it rich in antioxidants like vitamin C and vitamin E, but it also contains natural compounds that support serotonin production. And serotonin is essential because your body converts it into melatonin, the very hormone that guides you into restful sleep. Serotonin is the hormone that signals your brain it's time to rest. Research has shown that eating just 2 kiwis about an hour before bedtime can improve not only how quickly you fall asleep, but also how long and how efficiently you stay asleep. This effect is especially noticeable in older adults who often struggle with sleep. In one small but promising study, participants reported falling asleep 35% faster and sleeping 13% longer after adding kiwi to their evening routine. At first glance, those numbers might not seem dramatic, but think about it. If you usually toss and turn for an hour, cutting that wait by even 10 or 15 minutes can feel like a true relief. Kiwi also has a natural calming effect on digestion, and that plays a bigger role in sleep than many people realize. When your stomach feels light and settled, your mind often follows, making it easier to drift off. Add to that the mild sweetness of kiwi, and it almost feels like you're giving yourself a healthy dessert, something that tastes good while also working quietly to support your body. Take Marlene, for example. At 72 years old, she began eating 1 kiwi after dinner, treating it almost like a nightly dessert. "It gave me something to look forward to," she said, and before long, she noticed she was no longer lying in bed for an hour waiting for sleep to come. After 2 weeks, she added a second kiwi, and bedtime turned into something enjoyable rather than something to dread. That simple shift made a big difference in how she ended her day. To get the most benefit, eat kiwi on an empty stomach, or at least not right after a heavy meal. Try it about an hour before bed, just as you would with tart cherry juice. This timing allows the combination of serotonin precursors and antioxidants in kiwi to gently align with your body's natural rhythm, helping you transition into rest more smoothly. Number 3. Almonds, nighttime muscle relaxation. When it comes to feeling calm and physically at ease before bed, almonds may be doing more than most people realize. These small, crunchy nuts are packed with magnesium, a mineral that plays a vital role in relaxing your muscles, calming your nervous system, and signaling to your body that it's time to move from alertness into rest. Magnesium has been widely studied for its impact on insomnia, particularly among older adults. A deficiency in this mineral is often linked to restless sleep, frequent awakenings, or that frustrating feeling of being tired yet unable to truly relax. By eating almonds regularly in the evening, you can naturally replenish your magnesium levels. And it doesn't take much. Just a small handful, about 1 ounce, can make a noticeable difference over time. In addition to magnesium, almonds provide healthy fats and a bit of protein, both of which help stabilize blood sugar levels throughout the night. This balance is important because sharp spikes and dips in blood sugar can lead to wakefulness and disrupt the deep, restorative sleep your body needs. This steady stream of nutrition is especially helpful for people who find themselves waking up in the middle of the night feeling jittery, restless, or even a little hungry without really knowing why. By giving your body a stable release of energy, almonds help prevent those blood sugar spikes and crashes that so often disrupt deep rest. Take Frank, for example. At 75, his evening habit used to be a plate of cookies before bed. What he didn't realize was how much sugar was sabotaging his sleep. When he decided to switch to a small handful of almonds with a few slices of banana in the evening, the difference was remarkable. Within just a few days, his sleep began to improve. "I don't wake up shaking anymore," he explained. "And in the morning, I actually feel like my body recovered." That sense of restoration is exactly what most people are searching for. Of course, using almonds effectively requires a bit of balance. Too many can feel heavy on digestion, and instead of helping you rest, they might do the opposite. The key is moderation. Just a small handful is enough. For even greater benefit, pair them with something naturally soothing, like a warm cup of milk or calming chamomile tea. The goal isn't to go to bed feeling stuffed, but rather to feel nourished, balanced, and gently satisfied before you turn in for the night. If you're looking for a simple bedtime snack that's satisfying and does far more than just taste good, this may be the one. After all, sometimes the secret to better sleep isn't about forcing your body to shut down. It's about giving it what it quietly needs to release tension, soften, and drift into rest. Number 4. Bananas. Tryptophan for deeper rest. Bananas may just be one of the most underestimated sleep-supporting foods sitting right on your kitchen counter. This soft, familiar fruit is naturally rich in muscle relaxants like potassium and magnesium. But what makes bananas especially valuable at bedtime is their content of tryptophan, an amino acid that plays a direct role in producing both serotonin and melatonin. Tryptophan sets off a calming chain reaction in the brain. Serotonin lifts your mood and creates a sense of well-being, while melatonin signals to your body that it's time to rest. Eating a banana in the evening means you are fueling this entire process, making it easier to relax both physically and mentally as the night winds down. What sets bananas apart from other foods that also contain tryptophan is the way they deliver it. Alongside amino acids, bananas also provide natural sugars and fiber, which help transport these calming compounds into the brain more effectively. The result isn't a sudden knockout, but a gentle, steady support, a quiet softening of the nervous system that helps you drift off peacefully. Eleonora, age 70, shared her experience of struggling with sleep for years. She used to rely on over-the-counter sleep aids several times a week, thinking it was the only way to get through the night. But when she shifted to a simple nightly routine, half a banana paired with a small cup of warm milk, everything changed. Within days, she noticed she could fall asleep more naturally. "It doesn't put me to sleep," she explained. "It lets sleep come to me. There's a difference." That gentle shift made her nights calmer and her mornings brighter. If you'd like to try this yourself, consider having half a banana about 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. You can eat it plain, slice it into a bowl of oats, or even mash it with a spoonful of peanut butter for a little extra satiety. Just be careful not to pair it with heavy, sugary desserts. The goal is to create calm support, not stimulation. Here's a useful tip. Bananas that are just turning yellow, with only a few brown spots, often provide more usable tryptophan and cause less of a sugar spike than bananas that are overripe and fully spotted. So, if you're eating bananas specifically for better sleep, aim for ones that are slightly firm and lightly speckled. By including bananas in your nighttime routine, you're not just adding a piece of fruit. You're creating a layer of support that helps your brain, your muscles, and your hormones all move in the same restful direction. It's like aligning every part of your body toward the same goal: peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. Number 5. Oatmeal. The serotonin-triggering power of complex carbs. For most people, oatmeal is thought of as a breakfast staple, but few realize it can also be a powerful ally at bedtime. A warm bowl of oats in the evening may not make you feel instantly drowsy on its own, but it works behind the scenes to prepare your body for rest by naturally supporting serotonin production. Here's how it works. Oatmeal is rich in complex carbohydrates, and these carbs play an essential role in transporting tryptophan, the same amino acid we discussed earlier, across the blood-brain barrier. Once inside the brain, tryptophan is converted into serotonin, which calms your nervous system, and then into melatonin, which signals your body to sleep. It's like flipping an internal switch, guiding you from alertness into relaxation in a gentle, natural way. By simply giving the body what it needs, you create the conditions for sleep to come naturally. The key, however, is timing and portion size. A small bowl of plain or lightly sweetened oats about 30 minutes before bed can provide a slow, steady release of energy that soothes rather than stimulates. Unlike sugary snacks that cause a quick spike followed by a crash, oats help keep blood sugar levels stable, which sends your body the message that it's safe to relax and rest. Consider Walter, age 76. For years, he stayed up late watching television because he felt too restless to sleep. His routine often included snacking on cookies or chips without realizing those choices were fueling his sleepless nights. But when he swapped those snacks for a warm bowl of oatmeal with just a sprinkle of cinnamon and a few tart cherries, his nights began to change. "I didn't expect much," he admitted, "but I found myself yawning before the show even ended." That gentle shift made all the difference. To get the most out of this simple ritual, avoid instant oatmeal loaded with added sugar. Instead, choose plain rolled oats. You can dress them up with a little banana, a handful of cherries, or even a splash of warm milk. The warmth of the dish itself is part of the magic. It provides comfort, a sense of safety, and the feeling of routine, all of which matter far more for sleep than many people realize. So, if you're someone who eats dinner early and often finds yourself looking for a small bite before bed, oatmeal could be the perfect solution. It satisfies your hunger, supports your brain's natural chemistry, and gently nudges your body toward rest without the need for medication. Sometimes that's really all it takes to experience deeper, more restorative sleep. Number 6. Chamomile tea, the calming power of apigenin. Chamomile tea has long been cherished as a natural remedy for restlessness, and there's a reason it has stood the test of time. This soothing herbal tea contains a compound called apigenin, which binds to specific receptors in the brain that help reduce anxiety and encourage the onset of sleep. Unlike a sleeping pill that forces your body into unconsciousness, chamomile works more gently. It quiets the mental noise, easing the racing thoughts that so often keep us awake at night. What makes chamomile particularly valuable for older adults is how it interacts with the body's natural rhythms. As we age, cortisol, the stress hormone, can remain elevated longer into the evening. That's part of why many seniors find themselves lying in bed wide awake, even though they feel physically exhausted. Chamomile helps reduce that overstimulation, lowering stress and calming the system so the body can finally let go. When you sip warm chamomile tea before bed, you're doing more than simply taking in apigenin. You're also sending a familiar signal to your nervous system. It's time to rest. The warmth of the tea, the comfort it provides, and the simple act of repeating this routine all work together. They ease tension in the body, slow the rhythm of your breathing, and encourage the kind of calm that naturally supports better sleep. Take Joan, for example. At 69, she began drinking a cup of chamomile tea every evening around 8:30. The change was subtle at first, but within a short time, she noticed a real difference. Not only did she feel more relaxed by the time she climbed into bed, but she also reported having far fewer racing thoughts. "I used to lie there going over my to-do list," she explained. "Now I just let the day go. It's like the tea helps me close the book." That simple ritual gave her permission to rest. To experience the full benefit, steep your chamomile tea for at least 5 to 7 minutes and drink it slowly, letting the warmth settle into your body. If you enjoy a hint of sweetness, add a touch of honey, but keep it light. Too much sugar can work against the calming effect. The key is to make chamomile part of a larger bedtime ritual. Dim the lights, switch off the screens, and allow yourself to move gradually into a slower rhythm. Chamomile is also gentle on the stomach and safe to drink regularly. In fact, studies have shown that people who drink it nightly report significantly better sleep quality, especially when it's paired with other calming habits. Over time, this simple cup of tea becomes more than a drink. It turns into a signal that tells both body and mind it's safe to let go. Number 7. Warm milk, bedtime body signaling. Warm milk is another classic remedy that has been trusted for generations, and there's a reason it has lasted through the years. The act of drinking it before bed isn't just about the nutrients it provides. It's about the way the warmth, the comfort, and the familiarity of the ritual send a clear message to your body. The day is ending, and it's time to rest. There's something deeply familiar, almost comforting, about sipping a glass of warm milk before bed. It isn't just an old-fashioned habit passed down through generations. It's a ritual rooted in both psychology and biology. Milk contains tryptophan, the same amino acid found in bananas, which helps your brain produce serotonin and melatonin, two key hormones for regulating sleep. But beyond the science, warm milk offers something more subtle: emotional comfort. This simple drink soothes the body in two important ways. First, the physical warmth gently raises your internal temperature, and as it cools afterward, your body naturally begins its sleep preparation process. Second, the act of slowly sipping something warm and creamy sends a powerful message to your nervous system: slow down, relax, let go. It's similar to how a baby calms when being gently rocked or fed. On top of that, milk provides a small amount of calcium, which supports the brain's ability to use tryptophan effectively. So, it's not just about the amino acid itself, it's about how the entire delivery system works together. When you combine the warmth, the nutrients, and the calming routine, you create a quiet but unmistakable signal to your body: the day is done and sleep is near. Consider George, age 80. After losing his wife, he struggled for months with restless nights and emotional emptiness. A kind neighbor suggested he try a cup of warm milk at bedtime. At first, George was skeptical. It sounded too simple. But after a few nights, he wasn't just sleeping more soundly. He also felt more emotionally grounded. It reminded me of being safe, he shared, like I wasn't alone. That's the power of a nightly ritual. It nourishes not only the body, but also the spirit. You can drink warm milk on its own, or pair it with a small handful of almonds or half a banana to enhance its effects. The real key is in the experience itself. Turn off your phone, sit in a quiet space, take a few deep breaths, and sip slowly. It's not about chasing a magic food. It's about sending your body the right signals at the right time. When nutrition, environment, and intention all align, sleep doesn't have to be something you fight for. It becomes something that arrives naturally. Final thoughts. At 70, 75, or even 85, sleep doesn't need to remain a mystery. Yes, the body changes with age, rhythms shift, and methods that once worked may no longer be effective. But that doesn't mean restful sleep is out of reach. Sometimes it's about gently tuning in, giving your body the right cues, and feeding it with small, consistent signals night after night. We've explored. These 7 foods don't just fill your stomach. They each play a role in helping your body rest. Every one of them supports your brain, your hormones, and your nervous system in a way that gently reassures you it's safe to relax now. When you add these foods with intention, not just eating them, but weaving them into a simple nightly ritual, you may notice that your nights begin to soften and your mornings feel lighter, calmer, and more refreshed. Always remember, sleep is not only about logging more hours. It's about the quality of your rest, how deeply you drift off, how peacefully you wake, and how strong and energized you feel during the day. True rest restores more than just your body. It renews your mood, your vitality, and your overall health, one night at a time. If you're still tossing and turning, start small. Choose one change: a kiwi before bed, one soothing cup of tea, or a warm bowl of oats. Give your body time to relearn the rhythm of sleep. Trust that rest isn't something to chase or fight for. It's something to welcome gently, night after night, until it becomes a natural part of your life again. Thank you for spending this time with us today. We'd love to hear from you, so please share in the comments one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your own life. Your thoughts and experiences mean a lot to us, and reading your comments gives us encouragement and inspiration to keep creating. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, please like, subscribe, and share it with others. Your support helps us continue bringing you more content designed to inform, inspire, and uplift. I wish you good health, happiness, and peaceful nights of rest. Take care, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more helpful insights. See you in the next video.